Okay, so now the next thing we look at is what happens when the ball bounces, or more or less when the ball bounces. I call it the two-segmented backswing. It's when your body turns to prepare for the return. Okay, so after you step forward, after you get your momentum forward and you time your split step to the contact of the opponent, the next thing that happens is you make a turn. But for the most part, it's not a full turn. If you're going to take the ball fairly early, it's going to be a half turn. Okay, and I call it the two-segmented backswing because I believe that your racket should stay very compact. Now, if you remember in the previous segment, I talked about the importance of the head of the racket in the ready position for the return of serve. To me, I prefer if the racket is a little bit lower than for the normal ground stroke. If you drop your racket a little bit and you turn from that position, your racket just sort of goes into the path of the ball. And it's really important that you find the line of the incoming ball with your racket on this side. So I call it a two-segmented backswing, and it's really not, it's just something to get your mind into something that's more compact. It doesn't have to be exactly two, of course, but if you think about the width of your racket as one segment or one window, and you pretend the contact point is 0.0, then the racket should go back more or less two windows. So if I say contact is 0, that would be one. So from this side, if that point is 0, this would be one window, and this would be another window. So the racket goes more or less two windows away from contact. Now that's very important to understand because it puts my strings closer to the point of contact. Fewer things can go wrong. Of course, the farther I pull my racket away from contact, the better the chances of you being late on contact or something going wrong at contact. So you want to keep it really, really simple. So I say take your racket back two windows, right on the bounce of the ball. So we've established we're going to move forward on the toss. That's the toss part of the mantra. We're going to split step on ball in the air a little bit. And now on bounce, we're going to make a half turn with a two-segmented backswing. If you look at where my racket is now. So we're not doing full loops. We're not taking big cuts at this ball. And the reason is there's already a lot of pace on the ball. And I want to use that pace. And if I keep the backswing compact, there's a very good chance I'm going to be able to make good contact and utilize the pace of the incoming ball. And that racket, the ball's going to spring off your racket. Is what you remember me saying, or remember me calling it spring effect or minimum potential. So if you present good structure to the ball here at contact, the ball's going to fly off your strings. It's just like hitting against a wall. If you go hit against a wall, the harder you hit, the faster the ball comes back. Why? Because the wall's a solid object, right? If the wall would fall apart right when the ball hits it, the ball wouldn't come back. It's the same here. If your structure breaks down because you're doing too much, you don't get that spring effect, that minimum potential that we're looking for. So learn the half turn. I guarantee you it's going to help you. If you can learn right after your split step to make a half turn with a two-segmented or two-window backswing. So basically, you see my hand is not even moving. My hand, I just take my ready position from here to the side of my body. I'm not changing a thing. The ready position simply goes from here to the side of my body. On the back end side, no different. You make your grip change right after your split step. You make your grip change. And it's about a two-window or a two-segmented backswing. And there's again, like I showed you before, there's a small grip change. You must roll your hands over a little bit. That's why I'm against this type of thing where people slide their hand up and down here. I prefer if it's that things happen too fast on the service return. So I really want you to understand this part of the return very well, because this is going to be the key to you making good contact. It's the compact backswing. I cannot tell you how many players I work with they treat the return just like a normal ground stroke. So the ball comes in and they take tremendous cuts. And yeah, sometimes sometimes they make great shots because if you do it for so many years, yeah, you're gonna make some good shots. The problem is, the consistency. And when they try to go to the next level where people are serving a little bit bigger, a little better placement, a little bit more spin, and now that big swing doesn't work anymore. So now we have those, I've shared with you 3 parts of the mantra. The toss part, the ball part where they make contact, so the toss moving in, the ball part where you go into a wide split on the balls of your feet, right? The reaction at bounce, the half turn to this side or the half turn to this side. And the next one we're gonna now start to look at what the forward motion should look like.
The video you just saw is a sample video from Ian's new training program on the return of serve. These training videos are part of our OTI Plus coaching program. To get all the details on how you can access these training videos, click the link inside or below this video.